Zara Tindall didn't just skip the title. She skipped the whole system Camilla spent 30 years climbing, and she still ends up above her. No HRH, no allowance, no duties. She pays her own bills and works. Camilla is crowned, funded, and ranked above nearly everyone. So this should be simple. It isn't. Because there are rooms where the untitled granddaughter walks in first and the crowned queen waits behind her. I'll be showing you all 20, one by one, with the seating charts, the precedence tables, and the court circular entries that prove each one. Number 6 is the ruling Elizabeth pushed through in 2005 for one reason only, and almost nobody outside the household understands what it had to override to work. Number 20 is the one thing Zara holds that Camilla cannot be given, bought, or granted by Charles or anyone else. We start with the one that has nothing to do with rank at all. Number 1, she was born into it. Zara Tindall is the granddaughter of a queen, not by marriage, by birth. From the first day, Anne is her mother, Elizabeth II her grandmother. She was in that family before she could walk, never a day when she wasn't. Camilla arrived in 2005. She was 57. Diana arrived at 20, and they never once let her forget she'd arrived. You can be granted a title. You cannot be granted a grandmother. Ask Diana. She had the first and never the second. And that sentence is the whole video. Everything else is just the 20 places it shows up. Here's the first, and it's printed. Number 11 is an object no king can create. That's the one that ends the argument. Number 2, the line of succession. If you've ever looked that list up, you already know where this is going. Zara is in it. She always has been. She's a long way down. She'll never see the throne. But her name went on that list in 1981. Camilla is not on it. Never has been. Never will be. Think about that. A woman who rides horses for a living is on it in ink at number 20-something. Diana isn't on that list at all. She was the mother of 2 people on it, and her own name appears nowhere. The next one happened before either of them could object, a christening in 1981. Number 3, she was christened into the family Camilla married into. And here's where it gets awkward for anybody who arrived later. Same church, same water, same family that turned up. Diana met those people at 19. Zara was handed round the room in a shawl. Every ceremony that marks you as belonging to that house, Zara had before she could talk. And she had them surrounded by the exact people Camilla spent 3 decades trying to be accepted by. There was no campaign for Zara, no press office, nobody to persuade. She was just there, from the start, the way children are. You can't arrange that retrospectively. No ceremony for it, no document. You either grew up in a house or you didn't. 30 years of proof in photographs. 3 down. And number 6 is the only one here that needed a ruling from the Queen. Number 4, the years Camilla wasn't invited. Before 2005, there were family occasions Camilla simply didn't attend. Christmases, private gatherings, anything that never reaches the court circular because it isn't official. 20-odd years of them. 20-odd years where one woman was inside the room by right and the other was managed around it. Everybody in that family remembers who was in the room, not out of spite. That's just what memory does. And Diana was at those Christmases for 16 years. Her sons were on those floors, opening presents in front of the same fire. Camilla came into a room that already had 30 years of other people's photographs in it. It's about which circle you're actually inside, and number 15 is what each of these 2 women is actually called. That one's arithmetic. Number 5, the personal circle, not the institutional one. There's the royal family as an institution, and there's the family as a family. They aren't the same list, and they never have been. Elizabeth was reported to be genuinely fond of Zara. Horses, temperament, a flat refusal to be grand about any of it. That's not a rank. You can't apply for it. It's on no chart anywhere. You can be crowned in Westminster Abbey and still not be the person somebody rings first. Hold that up against 30 years of paperwork and ask which of those two you'd rather have. Diana had the personal one from the first week. That's what they could never take off her. In 2005, they found out which one needed paperwork. Number 6, 2005. The ruling they had to make. Here's the reversal. Everything so far you could argue with. Not this. When Camilla married Charles in 2005, her place in the order of precedence had to be settled. And it was settled by a directive from the Queen. Nobody ever wrote one about Diana either. They didn't need to. She arrived already decided. Zara's place needed no ruling. No document has ever had to say where Zara Tindall stands. Blood answered it the day she was born. One woman's position is a fact. The other woman's position is a decision. Diana's was a decision too. August 1996, 1 page. Decided the other way. And here's what you do with that. Anything decided can be decided again. There'll be no meeting in 2035 to work Zara out. That was settled in a maternity ward, and it's never come up again since. Because there are 2 orders running in that family, and you only know one. I really want to get to number 18. What happens to Camilla's position the day the reign ends? But first, a house in Scotland. Number 7. 2 different orders, and most people only know one. I'll be straight with you because this is where these videos cheat. On state occasions, Camilla outranks Zara enormously. She's the queen. In precedence, in seating, in the procession, it isn't close, and I won't pretend it is. There's the state order, written down, published, and Camilla tops it. Then there's the family order. Nobody publishes that one. It runs on blood and history, and who has known whom since childhood. Camilla wins the first one. She has never once won the second. Neither did Diana, and she was the most loved woman in the building. And which of those 2 do you think matters at Christmas? The state order comes out 8 times a year for cameras. The other one runs every day and no one writes it down at all. Diana topped the state order for 15 years and never once won the other one either. We're getting close to the object I promised you, the one no king can create. You can see exactly where it runs every August. Number 8, Balmoral and Sandringham. Those are private estates, not crown property, not state palaces. Charles owns them personally, and who goes there isn't decided by rank. It's decided by who the family is. Zara's been going since she was a child, not as a guest, as family. Camilla goes as the king's wife. That's a real thing. It's also a different thing, and everybody in that house knows exactly which one they are. Charles could sell Balmoral tomorrow. No rank in this country gets you through that door. Only the family does. Diana went to both, every year, until 1996. Then the invitations stopped arriving, and she didn't get there on her own name. She got there through her mother. Number 9. Her mother is the Princess Royal, but that wasn't even the strongest card in her hand. Anne holds a title that goes to one person and only to the sovereign's daughter. That doesn't give Zara a rank. She has no HRH and never will. Anne does more engagements than almost anyone in that house. 474 in 2024, the year she turned 74. Diana had that too once. It was never hers to keep. And that's the difference this whole list turns on. And the woman doing them is Zara's mother. That's the difference between the 2 of them, and it isn't rank either. Her mother could have handed her a title. She turned it down. Number 10. She was offered a title, and her mother said no. The Queen offered. Anne said no. Peter and Zara have no HRH. No prince, no princess, nothing. Their father declined an earldom too, so nothing was coming from that side either. Here's Anne, in her own words, in 2020. There are downsides to having titles. She thought it was probably the right thing to do, and the Queen's own daughter was handed them for nothing and gave them back. The people fighting hardest for one are always the people who came in from outside. The people born to it keep turning them down. Diana was handed the biggest title in the country, and it protected her from nothing. So she went and got something instead. She went to the Olympics, and she came back with it round her neck. Number 11, the Olympic medal. What comes next, no strategist in that palace has ever found an answer to. London 2012. Team silver. Eventing. Her own. Her mother handed it to her. Anne was on the presentation panel, and Anne had been to the Olympics herself in 1976, a mother giving her daughter a medal at the Games in front of 80,000 people. Now think about what that object is. Nobody granted it. There's no letters patent for an Olympic medal. Camilla's been given a great many things. She's never been given one of those, and she never can be. Diana never had either. What she had, she earned in a minefield in Angola, and nobody's ever managed to cancel that. One of those can be taken back. The other one's in a drawer in Gloucestershire, and it isn't going anywhere. 11 down, 9 more. And number 20 is what the whole video has been walking toward. But first, the part where she pays for all of it herself. Number 12. She earns it. And this is the point where it stops being about rank and starts being about survival. Zara Tindall works. Sponsorships, competition, commentary, a job, a career in a sport she was good enough at to reach an Olympic podium. Not a penny of sovereign grant. No allowance, no public money, nothing from the crown. Diana never earned a wage in her life after 1981. That was the deal, and it's the deal Camilla took too. Camilla's official life runs on her husband's position. Every office, every engagement, every journey. One of them would still have an income tomorrow if the monarchy ended tonight. Diana wouldn't have. That's what leaving cost her in 1996. That isn't a moral point. Plenty of them draw public money and do the job properly. It's a dependence point. Zara's life doesn't run through anybody. Camilla's runs entirely through one man, and always has. Diana never had a life of her own to run either. What she had, 60 million people handed her in a week, and nobody ever had to talk this country into her. Number 13, nobody had to sell her to us. This is the one that ought to land hardest. There's never been a campaign to make this country except Zara Tindall. No strategist, no department, no place stories, no staged photograph outside a hotel. She turned up, rode horses, married a rugby player. People liked her. Diana was the same. She walked out of a cathedral in 1981, and it was done by tea time. No campaign, no wording. The women that family has had to sell are a very short list, and Zara has never been on it. 13 down, 7 to go, and number 20 isn't on any list at all. Here's what William did with that in writing. Number 14, godparent to the direct line. Zara is godmother to one of William and Catherine's children. That isn't ceremonial. Godparents in that family are chosen personally by the parents, and the parents here are Diana's son and his wife. Being the king's wife did not put Camilla on that list. Being Anne's daughter and William's cousin put Zara on it without discussion. Think about what a godparent list actually is. It's a private answer to a private question. Who would we want near our children? No press office writes that list. No precedence table decides it. Now listen to what she's actually called, then number 17, which is the one place Camilla wins outright. Number 15, what she's called. If you've ever wondered what she's actually called, this bit is short. Mrs. Tindall. That's her legal style. No HRH, no lady, nothing. And inside the family, she's Zara, the way she has been since 1981. Camilla has been called a great many things. Mrs. Parker Bowles, the Duchess of Cornwall, Queen Consort, Queen. 4 names in 20 years isn't a woman rising. That's a woman repositioned by other people in writing. Diana was called 4 things too, and every one of them was decided by somebody else. Her children needed none of it either. Number 16, her children. Mia, Lena, Lucas. No titles, not one between them. And every one of them is a great-grandchild of Elizabeth II in the line of succession from birth. Camilla's grandchildren aren't in that line. They never will be. That's not about anybody's worth. It's just where the document points. 3 children with no titles are constitutionally closer to the throne than a queen's grandchildren. Nobody arranged that. Nobody could have. Diana's boys were born into it the same way. No document made them anything. Remember the thing no title can confer? 4 steps away now. And first, the fair part, because Camilla wins this one outright. Number 17, the room Camilla enters first. Be fair and be specific, because there is one, and it's the biggest. On any state occasion, a banquet, a state opening, a coronation, Camilla goes first. Zara goes wherever the plan puts her, which is a very long way back, but look at what it rests on. It rests entirely on being the wife of the reigning king. Take away that one relationship and the whole state order rearranges in an afternoon. Not out of malice. That's just what the rules say. Diana found that out in one afternoon in 1996, and that afternoon is coming. Number 18, what happens at the next accession? Now here's the part that ought to keep somebody awake at night. Camilla's position is a consort's position, and that lasts exactly as long as the reign does. Same shape as Diana's, same fragility, different woman. When there's a King William, she isn't the sovereign's wife anymore. That's not a punishment. It's arithmetic. The title changes. The precedence changes. Everything that put her at the front of that room was attached to one man. Diana learned that the hard way. They took her HRH in 1996 with 1 page, and it reached her style, her precedence, her wording, the curtsy. It never reached what she was, mother of a future king. That's blood, and the page couldn't get near it, which leaves 2 kinds of standing, and only one of them survives. Number 19, 2 kinds of standing. So here's the honest summary before the last one. Camilla has the higher rank. Absolutely. On paper and in every stateroom in the country. Zara has the deeper standing. Blood, succession, childhood, the private estates, a mother who's the princess royal, a medal nobody can issue. Diana wasn't born into it either. Everything she held could be signed away. And you've just seen what happened when they did. One of those was granted. The other was never anybody's to grant. So what actually beat that family then? Not rank. Twice now it's been something they couldn't issue. That's the sentence I'd write on all of it if I only got one. 19 down. And the 20th isn't on any list. It's the one thing a crown has never been able to hand anybody. Number 20. The thing no title can confer, which brings us to the one I promised at the start. Zara Tindall belongs, because she was born there, not because of a document, not a ceremony, not 30 years of a strategist moving a country an inch, and there's no instrument in the British Constitution that can do that for anybody. They've never written one, because it can't be written, and Diana understood that. She came in by marriage too. The 2 women that family never managed are the one born inside it and the one the country adopted. Neither needed a document. Both outlasted everything written about them. Camilla was crowned in that abbey, in front of the world with a resized crown. Diana never wore one at all. 20 things, and not one of them came out of an envelope. Not a letters patent, not a palace statement, nothing quietly adjusted at 10:30 at night. A woman with no title, no HRH, no public money, and a place in that family that can't be issued and can't be withdrawn. They spent 3 decades and a fortune getting Camilla a rank. Nobody ever had to spend a penny on Zara. She just kept turning up, in a yard, in a helmet, on a horse. Somebody's granddaughter, 20 of them, every single one free. The untitled granddaughter has what the crown was never able to buy. Same as Diana did. And somebody paid a fortune for the other one, 30 years of it. He's watched what that bought him, sit next to a woman in a riding helmet for 20 years. He's never said a word about it. So no, it was never that Zara skipped a title. She never needed the machine that hands them out. 20 signs Charles already knows Diana won. That one's right here. And if you think the born in always beat the married in, put one word underneath: blood.